synchronous objects means exactly? What is it about?
What is it? Synchronous Objects is a choreographic visualization project. So this means that we dive down into a dance and working with the choreographer and the dancers, we understand how it's organized, what its choreographic structures are, and then we bring these to the top in new ways. So we visualize patterns in the dance so that people can see them more quickly. We also create data from these choreographic structures, from the dancers' accounts, and make 3D animations, computer graphics, visualizations from them, maps, graphs, a whole range of different disciplinary perspectives working with dance knowledge.
What is the background of this project? You work together with Forsyth. What do you think? What was his wish? Why to develop this project?
Yeah, well, we started talking to William Forsyth in 2005, just exchanging ideas, and he wanted to make another project after his very successful improvisation technologies project, which he found not only was productive for the company to understand how they were working together, but also became useful in architecture and other fields. And so I think this was a precedent for making projects like these that invite others into understanding dance as a site of knowledge and into contemporary choreographic thinking, maybe looking for how things work and structures of organization in the dance rather than maybe always looking for story or some other form of meaning.
What does it mean in the practice? How did you work together with different artists, different scientists? How was the work?
Well, we worked together in a center called the Advanced Computing Center for the Arts and Design, or ACAD. And the way we work there is to assemble a team and then create iterative expressions of the ideas over several years. So we like to take a long time with these projects. We involve students in our research as well as other faculty, and we think through pictures. So we make, if we were trying to visualize the cueing structure in the dance, we made a series of different experiential, iterative attempts at this idea over several years, and those evolve into what you end up sharing in the final project. So,
and what is your own experience with this project? I mean, I know you are a dancer, you are a choreographer, you are a dance writer as well. So, how do you use in your practice this project?
How do I use the project in my practice?
Yeah, in choreographic practice or...
Yeah, I'm a dancer and an interdisciplinary artist. So the core thing that I use is the story of collaboration and collaboration across difference. So Synchronous Objects really looks at a piece, this piece by Forsyth, One Flat Thing we produced, that has all these different voices happening at once. And what the structures in the dance show you is how all those voices can work together really productively without having to be in unison. They can work together productively, and I think that's the deepest story that I took away from doing it, and then I continue to use as we make a new project with animators and computer scientists and designers. And also there's just wonderful stories for choreographers about procedures for action being ways to make dances, about scoring as a generative act. So we do a lot of these kinds of exercises in workshops and lectures.
And what do you think about, you told me that, or we can see also if we join your workshop, that there are different kind of video recordings about the dancers making lines in the air, and after we can see the graphs. What do you think about the video product of this project? Because for me it looks kind of like close to art, just watching the product. So is there art as it, or it's more applied art, or what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's all of those things at the same time. It's art, it's science, it's a pedagogical or a teaching thing, it's a creative expression. I mean, there are 20 different objects in the site, and each one, I think, functions on a different degree of from explanatory to artistic expression to software, and so it really depends on which point you come in through in the site, and all roads lead to the dance. So I think it's not simple to define, and that's how we want it.
Can you give me examples on the project? What kind of graphics they designed, these artists? So how can we imagine it? So what they explore when they are watching dancers?
All of us on the project? Yeah. Well, in the set of objects that we use to explain hidden structure in the dance, or sort of deep structure in the dance, we draw lines on the video to show how their movements are synchronized in space and time. And the quality of these lines, as you say, was itself an artistic endeavor. They have very specific characteristics. We show you how the cues are shared between the dancers, and there's 200 cues in 15 minutes, so it's a really complex form of attention that they give to each other. And we also show you how we arrived at making these particular lines, so that you can see it's a creative artistic process as well as a deeply analytical one. Yeah.
You just said that it's a deeply analytical project. So what do you think? Is it usable for every choreographer, or do you think that there are choreographer personalities who shouldn't use it? Or what do you think about this about this project in practice?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about one artist's way of making in one particular dance. This is William Forsythe, it's the Forsythe Company, and so for anyone, you can look in and see what this is about. Okay, rule systems of organization, procedures for action, recombination of movement material, ideas that jump across disciplinary boundaries. These are all characteristics of Forsythe's work. Those are useful to know about for anyone who's interested. It won't hurt anyone. And they're very contemporary concerns. Forsythe's not the only artist who works this way. Many artists work with similar strategies. So I think it's one way into contemporary dance. It's an important way, and there are many others. Yeah.
What dance means to you? Let's talk a little bit about yourself. What is dance to you? How did you become a dancer?
I was raised by dancers and grew up in the dancing culture. So for me, it's just a part of life. But I also think it's a really radical practice that we do. There's something very important about being embodied in this time in the world as we move toward increasing disembodied engagement with the tools and machines that we create. So I really love being in this space of dance and technology together, and bringing an embodied perspective to it, and also learning how to help others understand what choreographers know. Choreographers are expert at qualitative nuance and at organizing complex events in space and time, and creating generative communities, working practices, these kinds of things that I think are important for contemporary society. And I hope that Synchronous Objects helps bring some of those stories through. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.